really feel like telling you too much. I actually feel like I'm trying to gain the benefit of hindsight, but if I want a breadcrumb drop for you, I was friend zoned by the gem human that we talked about the other day. I renamed him in my phone, Let's Be Friends Sam. Just to remind myself that like that's what he wants. So if he ever texts me, I'll just be like, suspect. I like to remind myself of that, because once somebody kind of like tells you their like intentions for you, like believe them. Trust that. I used to have this thing where like I was like, oh, I just need to like win them over or something, you know, like there's so many people in the world and there's so many gem humans to discover that if I'm not it for him, or he, whatever, I don't even know his thing, but if he was the one to tell me like, hey, let's be friends, I'm just going to believe that and accept that, and you know, whatever. So if he has like a moment and he's like, oh, that girl that I went on this nice date with and we went for a little walk and then we didn't talk, that is what I'm gonna remember. So that's why I renamed him Let's Be Friends Sam. So I went on other dates too. I went on a date that I was super not excited about to go on, but it turned out to be so fun. And I think I'm getting more open-minded about just like, I don't know, letting things happen as they do and just kind of going with it. I'm not trying to lead it anywhere. I'm just trying to like, I guess, go with it. Go with whatever's happening on the date. And I mean like conversation wise. I don't mean like I gotta get these answers out of him and see if he's like the one or something. I just kind of see, hey, do we have chemistry? Yes, no. Hey, is this fun? Yes, no. Hey, could this be something? Yes, no. Is it like middle ground? I don't know. Do we need another date? Probably, right? Like, I don't know. So I think I'm getting better at just being like, am I just having a good time? Is this kind of fun? So I had a really fun time with the last one that I went on. It was one of my best dates that I've ever been on. And we left the restaurant or whatever. We like closed down the restaurant, and then he like kissed me in the rain. And that was like the pinnacle of my life at that point. I was like, I've been waiting. You know how like you watch like love movies and everything good always happens in the movie if you get kissed in the rain. I was like, I got kissed in the rain on my first date. But like, surprise to me, things are going downhill with that one. I won't get into that, but I'm learning that I don't know if passion can be faked, but I feel like chemistry can be experienced and then it can be lost. So I do understand that movies are not life and life is not movies, but I kind of don't have experience a lot with like things happening that's sort of exciting. Usually I have kind of like weird dates where it's kind of like awkward, you know, or I have just like, I'm trying to entertain myself because I'm freaking bored, or in something like that. I don't have a lot of experience where it's like magic and then we kiss in the rain and then it's fun and like that's all we do. We just get in our cars after our nice magical little kiss, and then like there's more like ... to come, right? Like there's no weird one night stand thing, and there's no like walk of shame, like none of that. Like I've done so much of that kind of stuff that like it's sort of not fun. So it's more fun to just kind of leave it at the ... and see what happens. To be continued. Well, this version of the to be continued was rather strange. So it's interesting how you can have wonderful date, kiss in the rain, magic moments, and then it's just the most awful thing to happen, you know? Like it's the worst date ever, and there's no magic and there's no passion, there's no nothing. It's just like, ugh. So I'm beginning to understand that I need to pay attention to more than just one time. But I also need to believe people if they're just like not into me. So that was what happened with that. I went on some dates, I got friend zoned, I took it just fine. And then I went on a little vacation with my dad, and we won a bunch of money at the casino, and we had some fun, nice talks, and we laughed, and we just had fun. We hadn't had fun for a little bit. It'd been like all work and no play. Lots of blood, sweat, and tears are here. There's a lot to do. So we'd planned this little trip away to celebrate some of our wins. I think you have to take some of your wins sometimes. And my dad never does that. So I bring the fun. So I made him go have fun. And we did. And a lot of the times when we go to the casino, we lose. We still try to have fun, but like it's a lot better when you win. I'm not actually a really big gambler, but like the people that I go with, they're like, it's just so not fun without you. And I don't mean to like toot my own horn, but I think it's because like I try to make it more like an experience rather than, okay, we're at the casino to like lose our brain cells and just push like buttons. I'm like, let's make it a game. Let's try to get to this amount, or let's go buy this thing with this amount of money if we get up, or let's have like a little refreshment break, or like let's make time for a reservation for a really nice dinner or something. Like make it an experience instead of just like you go there to gamble and then you like don't have to think about all your troubles. Like I get that that can be very unplugging for some people, but I really try to make it like let's enjoy this whole experience, and the casino is just the vehicle for that, I guess. It's like a place away. And then when you're like a somewhat sort of kind of degenerate like me, who had a degenerate life before now, they still give you free rooms. So I say degenerate because if you don't know, my boyfriend for a really long time, he was a gambler. And so I used to always go to the casino with him. And so by default, I just kind of like put my players club card in, and I would get points and stuff, and I would get like I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I guess I'm trying to say like, hey look, I go there, but it doesn't really cost a lot, and it's sort of kind of fun, and it's a time away from home. And I think that's what I wanted to tell you. I don't really have this big like metaphorical stuff to tell you this week. Basically I just have time to just be like, hey, this stuff is happening in my life. I'm waiting for some things to like not be in flux so I could tell you if I learned anything or not. I don't know if I'm gonna learn anything or not, but it's sort of kind of exciting because right now I'm testing out some things. Right now I'm testing out like high school Michelle versus like Michelle right now. That doesn't make any sense to you right now, but maybe it will later when I give you more details. But I wanted to tell you that I'm trying to enjoy life. I'm trying to do life. I got a lot of stuff done. We actually got like a mailbox, which you probably don't think is very exciting, but I've been waiting since like July 4th for this situation. And when you move, and then you have like a business to move, and like you need to change over all of your stuff, or else you're not going to get your freaking mail. You're not going to get anything updated and sent to your house. Some things don't come in the mail to post office boxes. So we had to like, I had to like ask my dad's friend. My retainer cracked. By the way, if you have Invisalign and then you have, or like, you know, your retainers after braces or whatever, like you'll understand my pain, because I had my retainer for like 4 months and the top one cracked. But I was smart, and I remembered that my dentist beforehand had told me like this little hack that I should keep all of my trays, and I kept all of my trays. Even after moving, I was like, do I need these? I was like, yes I do. I don't have an orthodontist here yet. I don't even have a dentist here yet, and so I would have to contact my old one in order to have them order me something, and that takes weeks, and then they have to mail it to me. So I was like, I don't want to be fucked like that. So, you know, my brain, I'm always trying to be like, okay, we got plan A. If plan A fails, we got plan B. What are we gonna do? So I'd already prearranged to keep all of my trays, and so I have my last tray with my little buttons still, even though I don't have little button things, little bracket things on my teeth anymore. I have the last version of my tray, my final version, before I got my buttons removed, and that's what's keeping my teeth in place while my retainer is being ordered from Mexico and then being shipped to my house. But anyways, it had to be shipped to my dad's friend's house because we don't have a freaking mailbox. And why don't we have a freaking mailbox? Because when you make a brand new house and you live in a rural area where things happen as they want to, there's a lot of like bureaucratic tape, and there's a lot of like, I'm gonna volunteer for this position. So what we have is a fire chief who volunteers to go set out this like 911 thing, and then he has to like come and like do something. I don't know, it took him like 2 months to come and just do something. But one day he showed up and he talked to my dad at the end of the driveway, and I'm like, oh my God, we're in phase 2 of getting the mailbox. This is great. I'm not gonna have to like, you know, go down to somebody else's house to go get my mail. It's really inconvenient. So, especially when like I had to ask Renee, which like she lives 2 hours away from me, if I could use her mailbox, because I was like, where am I gonna get my freaking retainers shipped? You don't care about any of this, but this is what happens here. This is what happens in rural anywhere, I guess. Things happen as they want to. And I'm used to like, I have plan A and plan B, and then like if that doesn't work, then something else should still be rather efficient. This is not. This is, you have to wait patiently and let things happen. So we're in phase 2 of that. Phase 2 of the guy, the fire chief guy, the volunteer guy, telling the guy for the state to go do this something with a satellite. And then all of a sudden we get this number that's attached to our new building, and then we'll have a mailbox. Because you can't just like go out there and put down a mailbox. It has to be attached to this 911 crap, and then it has to be like registered in the system. What system? I don't know, a system. And then it has to be like a real thing. You can't just like buy a mailbox and stick like this weird random number on it. So that's what I wanted to do, but that's not how you do things. So you have to wait for the proper time. Anyways, I had to brainstorm a little bit, but I'm slowly getting a little bit of like, okay, community can help you. I'm not off in my own little island anymore where I just kind of like, you know, make sure that things work for me. I have to like play into like the community. So I have to like, you know, when we were at the casino, we bought some chocolate for the guy that's letting me use his mailbox for my retainer as like a thank you. And like we did things for us, but we tried to like do things for the greater good of whatever's gonna happen next. I tucked some money away so I could go bring my friends out for lunch or for dinner. That's what's happening today. Spread the wealth when you can, enjoy life when you can, do a little bit of like preparation work. But getting back to, I'm trying to see if high school Michelle is different than right now Michelle, is I shot my shot with somebody that I saw on Tinder. I never ever match with people that I know, because like, I don't know, I feel like that's weird. You know, like it's so weird to admit that I would rather go on a date with a total stranger than admit that I might like somebody that I went to high school with. I feel like, I don't know, that's just so strange. Maybe you can relate to that. But yeah, I've never ever tried to match with somebody that I knew in person. Like I went to high school with this person and I knew him like all through like grade school or whatever. He was a little bit older than me, but I saw him yesterday and I know that he doesn't live here. So I was like, okay, if you're gonna shoot your shot, you gotta kind of make some moves. You gotta kind of like, you can't just like pussyfoot around this. You kind of have to be like, if you match with him, you gotta move it forward. So Old me would have just been like, well, does he like me? I don't even know if I want to say yes. New me is like, I gotta say yes. I gotta wait for him to say yes. Once he says yes, you gotta contact him immediately and get the ball rolling. And yeah, I would have never done that because that's a lot of feeling weird if you never get the match. Cause like you're gonna see this person probably. I don't know. I guess if they never match with you, like they don't know that you said yes first, so like it's fine, I guess. But I don't know. I would know that he kind of like said no on me. I don't know why that even matters. But anyways, I shot my shot, and it's sort of kind of a little bit working out. And I did like the fast move approach where like I grew some balls and I actually just kind of like said, hey, let's go on a date while you're still here. And yeah, so it was nice. It was nice because I got to play out a little bit of like what I wanted to do when I didn't have balls. And it's sort of nice to be kind of, obviously I'm the same person, but I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit more confident and I'm more straightforward and sort of kind of a go-getter versus what I used to be. And so like things are, you know, like there's no what if anymore. There's no like, oh, I wish I should have. There's no like regret. It's just like I did, you know, it's like that. So I feel like I have to practice that. Like I didn't like do that experiment with that guy just to like practice like going after the things that I want. But it's a good reminder right now as I'm kind of like telling you the story of my go-getterism. That like I feel like I need to do that. I need to keep doing that. Because I need to keep moving forward. I need to like not be like the wait and see version of me. I need to be on the ball and like tell people what I want. And if they don't want that, that's fine. But if they do want that, then it's like I get to experience it now instead of just like hoping that happens, right? Hopefully that made sense for something other than dating. It's like I want what I want with life, and like if I want what I want with life, then I have to keep doing these go-gettery things. You know, that has to be kind of like a consistent behavior in a lot of different areas. So speaking up, saying what you want, being clear about what you don't want. I feel like it just cuts through. It cuts through the crap. And it's like much more efficient. So if I'm stuck here in rural nowhere where things happen in their own time, I can use like an anti-tactic. I can just be like, well, I'm just gonna get more blunt. I'm just gonna get more straightforward. I'm just gonna try to get ahead. So, oh, I forgot to tell you, I was so proud of myself. I installed my dad's floor. Instead of luxury vinyl plank, we got engineered hardwood, and it snaps together. And I didn't cut it or anything, like, so don't be proud of me for that. Like, I don't know how to use like a saw or whatever. I don't know what they're called, but I did snap it in and like figure that out, and I did it within I think like 5 or 6 hours. It's sort of a small floor, so that's not that exciting, but I was excited because like my dad was like, here's the first row, and like you figure it out. And I was like, okay, good. And I actually figured out that like the way that he'd done it, like the first row was sort of wrong. And so I took it all apart and I like did it, and I just discovered like, you know, what to do. So it's good to like see if like your working styles, you know, go good with projects. And his was like, you know, I'm gonna give you some structure and then you're gonna go do it on your own. And I was like, great. How we did it sucked, and I'm going to tell you that this is better, and you can tell me if that's wrong, and then we can proceed. And I did mess up. Like halfway through, and I had to rip it all apart. I had to rip like maybe an hour and something's work apart, but maybe I'll insert like a little, I don't think I took any videos because I was busy, but I took some pictures as I was doing it, so I'll show you the floor. And it came out so nice. So my dad cut around the moldings and the baseboard stuff, and I laid it out and clicked it in and kept it straight. My little fingers were they hurt so bad. They hurt so bad that night. But I was kind of like proud of myself because obviously I'd never like laid a floor down before. So I was like getting some skills. It's mostly like getting bravery to try things that you haven't done, right? Try things that like, I have a little bit of encouragement by my dad, and if it screws up totally, I could just be like, yeah, sorry. And he's like not gonna be mad. Like, it's trying things out and then like seeing if you could do them and then walking away with your confidence of like being able to do it. I feel like that's kind of like the same thing that I'm doing with like the shooting of my shot thing. But like, can I get the guy that I wanted when I was in high school? I don't know. Let's try it out, right? It's like, I didn't really have too much confidence in myself with certain things. And then little by little by little by little, I like taught myself skills with stuff. And then I taught myself skills with people. And then I taught like women and friendships. And then I taught myself skills with like relationships and guys. And now I'm just like trying to teach myself like life skills to make a business work, and then like happiness skills to like enjoy, I guess, is what I'm trying to do. So wish me luck with my shot that I'm trying to shoot. He goes back on Tuesday and today is Friday. So I don't know if we're gonna hang out, but it'll be fun. When I talked to him, it was like nice because I like the first sentence in, I was just like, here's my number. Like, I already knew he wasn't a creep and I already knew he was fun. Like, I didn't really know him, obviously. Like I don't want to say that I like liked him from afar. Like, yeah, I did have a crush on him and I like knew of him, but it's not like we hung out. It's not like we talked. It's like not like we knew each other. So it is a little bit like getting to know somebody that basically a stranger like online, like normally. Like, so there is a little bit of that skill, but there's a little bit of like kicked in rapport where you just kind of like know them and you're from the same area. And there's like a little bit of like underlying camaraderie, but we both like left this area, so we have that in common too. So that's kind of nice. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I did enjoy myself, and I'm just trying to enjoy myself. I'm trying to enjoy myself more and not be so like, I think I was very like scientific about things before, like just getting like the repetition of like, this is what happens with strangers, this is what happens with stranger dudes, this is how dudes interact with me, right? Like, you just get like, okay, a baseline for what's normal, what's not normal, and like what you like and what you don't like out of that. And then you can kind of like, I feel like I steer people towards what I like more now, instead of just like let them kind of like take over. I'm sort of taking over. I sort of take over the vibe a little bit to see like how they interact with me. I don't know why I'm telling you this, except for the fact that like I feel like that's just more fun for me. So anyways, I think I wanted to say that I don't know what era this is. I didn't know that life had eras really before like a YouTube comment like a few years ago. I was like, oh yeah, that does make sense. Oh, by the way, two things. I have recently been on the last couple of dates, the guy that kissed me in the rain and the guy that Let's Be Friends, Sam. These people, I have no idea why, but they're so smart, and I had really great time with them, but they also have the same exact kind of problem. They have a problem. I don't really want to talk about it because it's not my thing to talk about online, but they both do have a problem. And I was like, this seems like kind of like sort of a rare problem, but I'm discovering that I am attracted to a certain type of mind, and if I'm willing to play in this area where this problem can kind of exist with this sort of mind, this mind is intelligent, but there's also like a problem. It can be too much this way. I have to really watch out for that. So I'm beginning to see like what I'm attracted to, but I'm also beginning to see that it comes with some caveats. Like I can't like really like lean too far into like the thing that I super like, because more than likely the mind attached to that person, if it's like the way that I like, it could be problematic. I need to dial it back a little bit with what I'm looking for, and I need to look for people that are a little bit more balanced and normal. It's really fun for me to have like the outlier people that are super, super intelligent, and it's like almost intoxicating like how intelligent these people are, but there's like a little underlying problem there. And it doesn't always equal the best outcome for me because they're not normal socially. So anyways, I'm learning that. And I just thought it was really interesting that the best dates that I've ever been on, these two people have this problem. So I was like, oh, they both handled the thing differently. But it was fascinating. It was super fascinating. But I am drawn to that type of mind, so I have to be cognizant of picking well. I guess it's nice that I've seen like the fringe people, like what to look for at the extreme. And I'm talking vaguely about this just to like, I don't know, be respectful of their thing, but like I think it's universal that whatever you're trying to lean into, like if you are into kind of sort of dickhead dudes, don't want a total dickhead. You want somewhat of a balanced dickhead that's not going to be a dickhead to you, and somebody that is, you know, like you don't want the very extreme, but like it could be sort of kind of intoxicating a little bit if you like that sort of thing. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing, right? So I actually have to like keep that sort of balanced too, because the way that I present to people could look like I got problems. I think it was actually asked if I was like medicated or something on one of my dates, and I was like, no. Is that what people are asking? I feel like that's very blunt. I don't think I would ever ask somebody that. Like I would rather ask them like, how often do you do like certain things in the shower versus like, are you medicated? I don't know if that's like a can of worms that I want to open up on. Actually, that's probably a can of worms I don't want to open up on any date. But I don't know, I just feel like that's super forward. But yeah, so I have to be careful about how I present. Cause like it's such a problem. It's such a problem because you only get one shot. Like I was telling you about the last video. Sometimes these dates, you only get one date with people. People never give you a second chance, even if it went perceivably well. Like the guy that friend zoned me, he like literally followed up with me as we were like leaving in the car. He like texted me, like he hoped I had a good time. He was super like, I want to see you again. And then like, I don't know, his actions didn't meet that, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is I have to present as myself, yeah, but I also have to present as like not the most extreme version of myself, I think. Not so I can get another date, but because like if I only get like one interaction with this person, that's all they're gonna see of me. Like that's all they're gonna remember of me. They're not gonna remember that I'm probably like more balanced than how I presented on this one time that I met them. So anyways, I don't exactly remember why I wanted to bring that up, but I thought that that was interesting, that I've been going on these dates with like very fringe people, and I'm realizing that I super like enjoying like their mind, and that's what brings me to the date, but it's like too much. I think I need to dial it back a little bit about what I'm looking for. So we shall see. I don't really have any long-term hopes with this shoot my shot kind of situation, but I think it was a kind of like a nice side project for myself. I need to be stimulated in a lot of different ways. So hence the reason I told you about, you know, the skills that I'm learning, the things that I'm doing, the fun that I'm trying to have, the more serious things that I'm trying to do now that I have a mailbox, now that I can proceed. I felt like I was in freaking limbo for like so long. So I literally sat there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours yesterday, changing all of my business addresses, changing everything. I actually could start selling on Mercari again, because they don't allow you to sell if you are shipping from a post office box. They can allow you to sell if you actually have a physical address. So that was nice. So I feel like I can open the floodgates. I can make DMV appointments and I can get my life going. I feel like I was just in such limbo for a while. And I'm trying to not be in limbo. I'll let you know though what happens with my shoot the shot guy. It's fine, it's totally fine if like nothing ever happens. But I was kind of proud of myself for that. High school Michelle would be proud. You went after what you wanted. Go you. So, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. So, I was like thinking, do I have anything else to say? Probably. I have always lots to say. But I don't know if I want to say it now. To be continued. Alright, I'll see you guys.